Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pannonian Avars series here on the Lord Master channel. And all I gotta say is that I am still surprised of what happened on the previous episode, where we actually formed the Khaganate of Carpathia far earlier than originally anticipated. Which means that I completed the major goal that I intended for that series, and therefore there you go. So I'm like, wow, after after 61, well, it was actually 2 years prior to where we stopped, where we formed the Khaganate. So yes, the Carpathian Khaganate, or the new Avar Khaganate, or the second Avar Khaganate, or the Pannonian Khaganate. I mean, this is a country that could have many names based on your viewers' discretion of whatever you prefer to be called. But through on out, it will be referred to as the Khaganate of Carpathia, as it says, which means that the adjective would be Carpathian. So we use that term, Carpathian, as a nationality, but culturally, obviously, the Avars are in the majority, with a significant minority of Slovens and Vlachs, with a small bit of Russian as well, a bit of Croatian there, and the Saricians, which is diverged from Croatia. That area, which refers to the local area over here. Yeah, you're its culture head. You're the one that started this. And I'm sure we will soon, expand to these territories. We still must reach the coast in order to connect with Khagan. And of course, there is populist faction against me, but what are they going to do about it? There are two rulers who want to take part of it. But again, that's because of that holy site there. So not only we want to expand on the coast, but we do want to expand in one part of Bulgaria. I don't know if we really intend to try to invade it and incorporate it as part of the Carpathian Empire. Well, one thing's for certain. There is no way that Byzantium would have the strength to take us on. We have a mighty cavalry force in addition to some light footmen and Lagos, but if I was to get one more men-at-arms regiment, it would likely be the bowmen, because we need more, units to fight a little better in forests, since it's a pretty forested country is Carpathia, and there are some hills in some areas, which would also bode well for the archers, and they can also counter against the skirmishers, which they'll no doubt do a good job. Because I know skirmishers are a common sight in some armies, but some more than others. Some are more cavalry oriented. Some light footmen over there. Slavonia has light footmen. Croatia too. Like if I was to have, the similar borders just like the medieval era Hungary, like one would think that we would expand towards Croatia. But I'm not going to do any big time expansion. Because, that could be a recipe for some trouble when new rulers arise, especially those with claimants that would want the imperial throne. The tribal imperial throne, bear that in mind, we're not feudalized. So that's why it's wise to try to stabilize the Khaganate as much as we can. As I am 55, I'm feeling fine, but I'm expected to pass in my 60s, I predict. So that way my son and friend, Drong, will be the next Khagan. And I told him that you will not be married until you turn 30, which would be the ideal age, just to, the age gap between adult and son. And then when he passes of old age or something happens to him, then consider. So yes, yes it is. Oh yes, the bleeder. You little good for nothing. Of course, sister would support you. Might still have some use. Repair that. May never know. Now, here's the deal. For territory expense, we plan on expanding towards the coast so we can have a connection there. Which I'll do that in 2 months' time. And, so, as we've stated before from earlier, and that's the question that some of you are concerned, and that is, well, you completed a major goal. You recreated the Avar Khaganate, so, well, what's next? Because you already did your major goal you set out to do after 10 episodes. All I can say is, well, the easiest thing in the world would be to feudalize, adopt feudal ways, but that's going to be a bit hard. I mean, we can get tribal authority to be absolute, just as fine. Get your level of fame up, which you can get it by wars or raids. And also, that's the main reason. Has 70% of all military and civic tribal era innovations. You're still behind the time. And as you can see, the innovations here. We're missing 6 of these. We're gonna get Casbah in 3 years. Crop rotation in 38 years. But in my opinion, that's too long. I think it'll be much easier just to say go for crop rotation next, as soon as this one is finished, so we can get some progress. Whatever you're exposed to, go for it. And since I'm into a bit of intrigue these days, it's not going to be until, okay, later this year, I will switch to learning, go for scientific. Go for some scholarship focus in particular, for a little more development growth, and that is another reason. Development. Do you know how underdeveloped our empire is? Just because the word empire doesn't mean it's all powerful and all that. No. Some of the lands are more poorly developed than others, except for the Avarian heartland. This needs help. But fortunately, here in Temesvar, it has farmlands, so this place is ripe for development. As you can see, there's farmlands in Vehera there as well. So much unutilized land. Develop it more, then this will contribute slightly to the fascination progress. Because as it says down there, average development of Avar count is 0.06. Base chance 5, fascination, all that. With this, a 31% chance to gain a little more progress each month. So that is why we have to develop more, then we'll spread it around. And since our monetary income is great and all, well, we'll do that in 4 years' time after we make the Chiefdom of Esztergom Avarian again. Because back in those days, in the old 769 start date that I remember from Crusader Kings, Esztergom was Avar, not Slovene. They took some land from us, and we're here to reclaim it back. Common part of Visegrad, so technically that would be Avarian, but I think I'm going to be more focused on development. There's no reason to try to get rid of the entirety of their culture. No, they're nice people. I'm sure that we could think of something for between us. But, however, historically they said that the Avar Khaganate expanded as far as Austria. So, may never know that we'll expand to there now. But right now, we're trying to fabricate a hook so I can get that man, be rid of. Because I fear that he's the one that may assassinate me. No, not right now, but plotting. No. And so, let's wait a few months, then we'll engage the next war, which will be for this area. And then we'll get that area bit in 10 months as well. So that's my next major goal for the Avars series for this time, and that is to get it feudalized. But we need to get more innovations. Otherwise we'll be far behind a time that would never make it. Let's move out. Head straight for the capital and you'll win the war. So we will have the coast to the Black Sea, and therefore connecting Kerch to the rest of the Khaganate. Which one of you has the siege weapons? Head to there. The rest of you, go in after him. You gotta help him to siege. Trying to escape. No need for that. We got him. And that was 3 months. Married to a shaman. Well, how do you like that? Again, Avars don't live there historically, so I'm not appointing Avar. Just put a local there. And this would add a little more cultural acceptance between Vlach and Avar. Because those are the people, far in the future in the early medieval era, that is the one that I plan on hybridizing with. Because I like to adopt some of their traditions. Ah! 74? But his health says he's fine, so he's an overseer and a strategist and all that. And a fellow Tengrist. I could create a title, which yes you can. You have the money for it. And give it to him. Because he deserves it. And hopefully you build up your military strong enough to, take him. And I do hold most of Moldovia. So now we have connection to the coast now. It's all wetlands from there. We'll get you next soon. October 16th, remember that date. Just doing some thinking in my head. Regarding, you know, the future of the Avar series as well as the future of planned playthroughs that I have planned for later in 2022. But that's going to be a whole nother discussion months down the line. Comes 16th. 3, 2, 1. Stop with the intrigue. Gotta go for scholarship focus. So that means in 3 years' time, we'll get a little more cultural fascination progress a little faster. And we can develop it more effectively. If you're still going to be around for that. He loves toothbrushing, huh? So he'll follow in all medical advice to ensure their teeth remain in good condition. Yeah, me too. I always brush my teeth before I start recording. It's a true fact. So Bukovina is the next target to take. But first, this little area is to be taken care of. As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint and try again. Nothing short of a miracle with the aid of a stone of glass. Even old men struggle with bad eyesight could read with ease. You know, I need one of these stones. Yep. Hang on. Hang on. 3, 2, 1. Buildings are constructed. We got the territory. Disband and we can all go home happy. Okay. And this is for you. All yours. Do what you will, old man. Oh, by the way, yeah, just making sure if you're a Tengrist. Just give it a few months, make us a little fortune, and then we'll move up to take out Moldovia once and for all. And it'll just be another Khanate to my collection. As I am also, the Khan of Pannonia and Wallachia in addition to being a Khagan as a whole. So these wars of expansion will continue on my watch. But we're not going to make any big games. Failed to fabricate a hook. So that means you're going to have to start all over again. And apparently got another artifact. Oh, this is new. It's a flexible mail. Since I lost that old armor. Also, what was that? Chieftain and man. Patrol fulfilled. Anyways, I just put on this armor. As compared to the old one, this is a Dradushi flexible mail. Prowess +3 and injury resistance of prowess +2, which means if you get wounded, your prowess will not go down. While the chain knights do not offer room for decoration, the fine work of the riveting sets the piece apart from the common mail. This set includes a crested helmet of a decorative eyebrow piece. The lowermost links are made out of decorative brass lining the whole armor. A tiny but elegant description lines on the side proudly stating, "God is my strength." Isn't that the family motto? So it was created for... Oh no, that's not family motto. Defy, not the bear. God is my strength. That's what the armor says, but if only I could just etch it out and just write in the Avar script, of course, by saying Tengri is my strength. But I'm not a zealous man, so what do I know? Don't forget that we're pluralist. Sister. She was one of the real good ones. She was my best friend. That's why I just gained so much stress for that. Actually, there is something for me to do. I mean, I've gone to a pilgrimage once, but perhaps you should save your money a little bit more so I can go on a second pilgrimage. Because I'd like to be a wise man, so you can hold a mystical communion, which gives you more, a learning lifestyle experience for that. Yes. 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 No. But remember, it takes time. Just save it up to at least 200 gold. Boiling point. A town in Heves is a recent scene of some unfortunate happenings. There's been a heated debate about local issue in one larger town that is too irrelevant for my attention, but it was contentious enough that two people present at a meeting of various notables came to blows over it. A brawl eventually broke out, causing a great scene, resulting in many injuries. Tensions are reaching a boiling point in the town, and it may be necessary for me to intervene, as the Khagan who has supreme jurisdiction over the area. Spend less prestige because I'm a man of high diplomacy skills, So Heves will have a feuding avoided in a town, and prevented a feud from happening in a town the next 10 years, so this helps it attempt to mediate some negotiations between both sides. Right. Every little bit helps. We could do that, but I plan on spending that money to go on a pilgrimage. Good comparisons. I mean, I could go raiding right now, but nah, I'd rather wait it out. You know, we're stalling for time because of, I mean, you could engage in one more quick war, just to unify this realm. And the title would be mine. You have the prestige for it. Now we'll take over all of Bukovina. You could bring your friends over, but it ain't gonna make much of a difference. Got 'em all? Actually, well, once you're in the dungeon, should your health hold out, I could use some talent like you. You got very high martial. Not as high as Chepa. Stick around. Against the catapult. After getting too close to the action when besieging the capital, I found myself caught with a nasty gash across my face by the tip of an arrow from a lucky foe. I've had worse, but it's certainly not a pleasant feeling. Wandering back to the main camp under the cover of the shield, I end up standing next to a tanky-looking makeshift catapult, and watch as it wildly launches a ball of rocks towards the lucky archer that hit me. Smiling for the second in revenge for wincing in pain from the movement of the cut on my face, I glanced back at the siege weapon. In the future, here I should reevaluate my positioning or equipment during sieges. Lucky shot. Culture in this area is Russian. We Avars don't live there. So, granted to a local Russian noble, which shall be a Tengress as well, but too old to have much of children, but I would say no, give me another. There you go. You're the one that's going to be the majority. You're the breadwinner here. And for Bukovina, I will give it to you. Yes. There's this Russian man around here. You. 1 second. Come on in. There might be some use for you. So we've unified that part. Now we just need to fight against Great Moravia in the future, which will be just for those areas. but don't underestimate them. He was formerly a peasant leader. He'd make a good commander. Because after all, he's a man that lived in the hills. Huh? Unhealthy relations. The entourage of my vassal Duke Kudajik stopped some way away from Visegrad before I have time to send an envoy. Something launched from the camp towards my castle. A mangled body ravaged by disease falls from the sky. Skin marred by rashes and bumps that can even be seen from where I'm standing. It lands in a scratch, spreading blood, intestines of panic. What is the matter with you? But it would be wise for me to... that this body should be studied. Though I am doing poor right now because I am wounded after I got shot, which by all rights I shouldn't even been there. But someone's got to run one of the armies. That's going to prevent me from going on that pilgrimage. But again, Drong will be the one to inherit everything. He will inherit all the titles. And those were his last words. Khagan Timër of Carpathia has crossed the door to the world of spirits at 58 years of age. He died from his wounds. A degenerate man of repulsive tastes. He is sure to find no solace or reverie where he is going. Yeah, he wasn't perfect, but he should forever be noted as the man who recreated the Avar Khaganate. That one we cannot deny his contributions. And with that, we thank him for it. And now Khagan Drong descends to the throne. Being a man willing to wait for a plan to come together, many expect great change to come from the realm, but slowly. No titles or lost succession, it all went to Drong, named after the great ancestor. Died from his wounds, died from his wounds. So will Drong live long enough to make sure that he doesn't die of his horrific war wounds? We'll find out soon enough. That lucky archer got Timur, and that became his downfall. And he had plans to go on to the pilgrimage, which he'll never achieve that now. So that will never happen. So, as we know about Khagan Drong, he will be well liked, at least in our opinion, except for certain ones who has the opinion of predecessor. And we'll appoint council positions soon. He has no parents or any living grandparents. He's a man of mixed ancestry, as you know, you see the blonde hair, which is rather uncharacteristic of Avars, but it's just the way he's going to look. And he knows 2 languages, in addition to his native Uyghur language, Serbo-Croatian and Czechoslovakian. But he has confidence, so that means he's a family hierarch. But who knows? Much as we want to continue with this. But please remember, in 7 months, we will have this new cultural fascination. So might makes right has been a law of the land for generations, but if we have a justification for our wars, then we can avoid provoking the ire of our neighbors, and retaliation that often comes with it. So after that, we're going to have to put full focus towards crop rotation. So I will not go for diplomacy yet. Instead, go for learning. Finish what your father started. Just go for a bit of this. Get this. Because fortunately, we have this, so when he has children of his own, they will be well educated and well skilled. On certain fields, of course. And he can befriend a few people, particularly his vassals. That would be quite useful to him. So later in life, he should be more of a diplomat than an august ruler, because prestige is no longer a huge concern, except that's for spending for wars. He is distinguished, though, but not yet illustrious. Still around, huh? Well, we're gonna have to reappoint that very good steward back in, because he wants to be in it badly. And the Chancellor will be you, Yabgu, uncle. My other uncle. As for the Marshal, Chepa's a great man, but yeah, let me see that. An amateur cook. Oh, hold on, what? Okay, he's an amateur cook, that's one thing. He's also followed by crows, so... Crows follow this character everywhere, though they aren't a danger. They don't do anything, at least not yet. There are rumors that they ought to bring this character much misfortune, or a sign of this character's supposed dark nature. He's a bold lackey. And he's interested in building more dove cults. A what? I mean, that's up to him. Is that in his realm? No. It's a personal thing that I cannot know of. Fortunately, I do hold all of the domain now. Abacus is new to me. Comes across Saga, Ceramic Tankard, the Vander Jade Pennant. This on. Yeah, put on the Abacus, because you're in that monthly learning lifestyle experience now. May not have the strength as we used to, but still. But I tell you what, my father wanted to go on a pilgrimage. I shall too. Go to Kerch. As I prepare for my journey, I'll know that I will travel safely under protection of Tengri. I will go with the Heavenly Father. My realm must wait, however long I may be gone. Time to depart. Also, with the passing of my father, Khagan Timër, the responsibility to lead a vast Khaganate now falls upon my shoulder. I stand before my vassals, adjust my new crown, and glance down all the things I will accomplish. Long live the Khagan! Yes, I am the Khagan, but I must go on a pilgrimage before you. Christian pilgrims to the Holy Land suffer all manner of abuse, and their routes fraught with danger. In order to protect the pilgrims and secure Jerusalem for Christ and the faithful, His Holiness Pope Martinus accepted the possibility of an outright invasion by joint Christian forces. This could be the beginning of unprecedented Christian aggression. Tengri, protect us. Hope he doesn't target me, because I got no issues with them. Ah, yes, you are going to be a huge disappointment, one would think. What your children are going to look like. But that's up to you. But as long as we keep the factions together, as long as we keep them together, and all that. Anyways, out here late at night, sometimes I look to the stars and wonder, can Tengri even see me this far from home? What am I doing this all for? What I truly want to see is foreign lands. But this pilgrimage has taught the character of much about the world. Just add more diplomacy to it. You're the new High Shaman. Open blue skies. The world is Tengri's temple. The great blue sky grander than a ceiling of any Moscow church. Here in the great open steppes of Kerch, I feel especially close to Tengri, and I find myself reflecting on my journey to reach this sacred palace. I have walked the holy path. And yes, I became a wise man, which is very good to have. Not only it's virtuous to us Tengrists, but it also means that you can, at any given time, hold a mystical convenient for more learning lifestyle experience. Plus, at least I will be respected a little more amongst my fellow Tengrists. My journey has been a long one, but I finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the shamans treat me. I have undergone the journey of the holy men, and they insisted that something changed something about me, whether I can see myself or not. It's good to be home. So it is. So it is. Huh. My dear liege, I must applaud your mystical exploration of our faith. From the rumors I hear, it sounds like I have a thing or two left to learn myself. I'd be happy to share. You're a fellow wise man and a scholar. Still. We know there are those who want the throne, who want more power. Yes. And since you got a very good prestige gain, because you have all these, Increase it to 400 strong. Barely. Increasing the size of our men-at-arms will convince them to not to send out ultimatum. Just to show that Persian-Bedouin. Persian-Arabic. Basically. Don't you dare. It was 34 years, now 19 years. We have to go for this a little faster. Unlocks all traveler economic buildings. Anything that I would do would be faster. That's an issue. Looks like we may have a civil war in our hands. All because they want the Khaganate. And I am prepared to take anybody out. And if there is wars that take advantage of it, we'll deal with them too. They will regret the day. Still got some of our good fighting men. You're not a member of any of the factions, are you? No. See too if you can make them happy. That'll lower it. You gotta be smart here. At least we've made that a good investment. Oh, hang on. Alrighty. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just look at stuff up next to my, whatever. Oh God, what? My cousin. Heir to the Transylvanian Alps. But boy, I would love to have all this great money. Well, what you can. Just go raiding. What are you waiting for? You got your horse archers up and ready. And you're ready to raid Nitra and all that. Yabgu. Yabgu. Just drank himself to death. Oh. You made her a jester? What is the matter with you? No wonder why he drank himself to death. Can't say I blame him. It's the one that succeeds him. At least he likes me just as much. Ambitious, huh? Fortunately, I have to give this to you. Oh, hell. This is going to be a very large rebellion because more are joining up. They're going to be way stronger than us. Again, we don't have a court, so no reason for that. You know, that affects the rest of us, especially those who are rebelling, you know? So I would go for that. All I could say is I'm not afraid to fight. And I'm sure some of you aren't as well. If that's the war you want, that's the war you'll get. And if I perish, then she'll be the one to take over. This may sound contradictory, but you should go for Marshal instead. Who's your guardian? You know, I was going to teach you learning, but I'll say no. Because if for some reason that I perish, you will be the one to succeed me. Because I'm not going to get married until this upcoming civil war is settled. No, not me. Well, yeah, me. She's only 10. And partly the reason why... It's like, we should probably get this first before we go scientific, since we're going to have this issue right here, right now. In the coming months. Hope you're not with these people, Cheppa. Because I don't want you to... Because I hate to lose you. Oh yeah, of course, because... It's underage, yes. That's another. It's too late for plots now. Guess we're just gonna have to accept the fact that this is gonna happen. Gonna have to move the rally point to the capital. This is gonna cost plenty of prestige for this. So we'll increase the strength of our cavalry force at the max. So we can deal with our enemies swiftly. Modvino Khazar. And yet, my father said they predicted that I would be well liked, because I am patient, because Liege and Vassal opinion were way up, in addition to me being humble, and I'm gregarious. I mean, I like to meet with other people, and wish they liked me back, but I'm feeling I'm not being appreciated here. And now there are those that threaten me. So they're about to send me an ultimatum in a few more months as we're buying time to get everything up, and we have. While we're just saving up money, knowing the expenses. We do have everything. Huh? What? Earworm. Yesterday I was attending a performance given by a local musician. Today I realized that one of the songs the musician sung I just can't get out of my head. It's so catchy. Earworm 5 months. Cause I got the spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. As I go riding merrily along. As I go riding merrily along. So, that game, so I will lose stress more, but gain slightly less. Is that what that tune is supposed to be? I have been hearing some good music apparently on the year of 932. But, however, it's going to be overshadowed that this will also be the year of the beginning of this quite possibly terrible conflict that is about to engulf here. Not only we have spread our culture, but now we're going to have to put that on hold regarding the development of this country because of, because of the aggression. And we need those extra taxes. But unfortunately, you're the ones that are going to rebel. All of you will be punished. This is going to be a major war, and I will not like it. Sister. Now that I thought of it. Sister. We should have an alliance with somebody. Because, time is of the essence. Has to be matrilineal as well. Of those that are willing. Podolska is not far from here. Oh, actually a little farther than I anticipated. Well, crud. That's a mercenary company. That is a mercenary. Well, crud. Options are limited. Transylvanian Alps, too late for that. Because those are the ones that one of the rebellious factions, I believe. Serbian mercenary? No. An albino Norse chieftain of Angerman land. That's way too far. Polyev, he's also too far. How far? Oh, actually next door. That's Crimea. God, that's not good enough. Astrakhan, I know where that is. That's, also way too far. Lavetta. That is close to here. Unfortunately. Well, crud. We're short of allies. That's a city. As far as alliance power is concerned, Kingdom of Novgorod. Okay, here's a strong one. The only issue is, well, how are you going to march all the way over here? Seems I'd rather have, those here. I mean, that's at least at some degree of it. does have claims for that kingdom. So does that mean if, I mean, you are one of the heirs to the area, so any alternatives? Samogitia, I know where that is. It's over here. Russian, Prussian. Duchy of Dubrovnik. That's not far from here. Just simply go up a bit and... What do you got? Mainly light footmen with some Nagas to deal with the road. Yeah. That will do. Okay. I'll take Dubrovnik then. It's not an heir to anything. We do have a claim to that area. And plus, handsome. Despite the age difference. So we may consider this alliance to be temporary. Hullage is next to here, but I don't think that will do, so it's Bohemia. Nah, Guza has to be the one. Because convenience. So this will be a matrilineal marriage. Yes, the strength is vastly inferior, but you got plenty of light footmen. Okay, this is what we're talking. To my liege, the right to rule Pannonia belongs to the High Chieftain Kutrigur of Gio by divine right. I've gathered support required to make it so. Accept this fact peacefully, or we will make you do so by force. I will not be threatened. Well, now it's the strength of the force has been cut by half. And he's only got friends from within. Yep, this is an ugly scene here of what just erupted. Fortunately, Chepa is still with us. Although we cannot deal with these kind of matters. This isn't a religious issue. It's an eternal issue. But bearing in mind, the one who is the leader of the rebellion is here, so by technicality the enemy capital is over there. Capture him, and we'll end this pretty potentially devastating conflict. Devastating due to the fact of the control that may deteriorate here. We're going to be of one army. And I am not the man qualified to lead troops to battle. I don't have that kind of education. What are you doing now? Hey, Ruski. Take 23 days to gather up. And of course, some of them were members of the council. Good lord, where did you get that learning? Unfortunately, all the good people have defected to the enemy. Get over here. This is a serious matter. When this war's over, I'm breaking that alliance with you. Because of the age difference. Okay, we're done gathering. 1,000 archer cavalry force, wow. And, however, all of the forces are independent of one another, so that will be difficult to try to catch them all. So again, we sent the former Russian peasant leader to take care of these matters. I won't be there. Following a death sentence, O lowly thief, I asked my half-sister Saritsa what she thought. She claimed that she had learned a lesson about not reaching for more than one can handle. We know you are impatient, but temperate is very good. Better if you are just. Would be better if you are just, because it leads virtuous to Tengris. But it probably makes up for that lack of vassal opinion from being impatient. But versus temperate, which gives you +2, whereas just is +2 and +1. Go for just. She must be taught the proper execution of the law. Chopper! Damn it. Lost one of the best. Glad I appoint the Russian for this. Forces captured, the Marshal of my uncle, and Chancellor of my uncle. These are your people? No longer my court tutor, because he has since passed. Oh, you'll do. Despite the fact that you are very much against me. There's no way we'll catch him, but because of the large body of troops that we have. So they're going far away, so we're chasing them out. It's going to be hard to catch everybody, especially that we're surrounded by the enemy. I'd like to have that. They're bringing their combined forces over there, so it would be best to deal with them. They're going to try to get together. Here comes the Dubrovnikian forces. Right. Ah, the Lithuanian. Again, in case something bad happens to me. You gotta start learning the language of the majority. The biggest minority in Carpathia. Noontime sun. The sun is above. High above. It's noontime, isn't it? And it's rather hot outside. I've been out for a bit too long doing whatever business I was doing. I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded. I have some business to finish, unfortunately. Again, the enemy's bigger than ours in terms of numbers, but we gotta start killing the troops one by one before we will deal with them and gotta bring others abroad. Father told me there was to be peace in our time, but clearly it hasn't. Having a bit of supply issue as well. Oh, hell. It's just savage combat. Well, I got caught in the hills. We gotta get back to the farmlands to get resupplied, otherwise our commands will not perform well under these kinds of conditions. Gonna get you. See too if you can wound and capture the High Chief. We can end this mess. I even noticed they have cavalry in similar strength to ours, so we're playing our game here. Get to Havas and rest here. Capturing my people who are my cousins. Cousin, you should not be serving the enemy. You should serve under me. It's a tragic affair, I know, but I wish I could recruit you. But we don't have time for that, do we? Pay attention. Of those who are in the dungeons and those who ain't. Because the lowliest of champions are just about down here. And we're in need of good, talented fighting men. Those who aren't landed, such as you should not be in a dungeon. You should serve under me. And look, an aspiring blade master. But he's a prisoner of war instead of, you know. Watch your step now. I get what you mean. You forbid, and therefore there you go. That's what I wanted. I'll raise all armies here again, which will take a few days, and then we'll, as we stated before, just get some champions back into this army. What the hell is all I'm doing? Guess we made a bad investment regarding who do you ally with. Just wait until the wait one more month and then we'll advance again. I'd rather have full strength and full supply. We can advance now. Let's move out. But be careful. Some of their commanders, especially Chieftain Pava, he's the problem. And we know they're going down this way, likely to take out our ally down there, but at least it'll keep them away from there. That's what I'm most concerned about. But again, I'm not the one commanding this army, as much as I would like to go out and fight, but I am not that man. No. I fear that they may even assassinate me, because I don't have good intrigue either. I was to get married, but I'm not going to get married until this civil war is settled. The enemy has to be dealt with, and swiftly. No, they're running to hide up in the hills. We are to catch some of them, but now they're coming down. And you had to pick a fight with their best commander. Enemy defensive advantage lowered. Well, same for you. Fortunately, it's not hills nor mountains, where, you know, he would expel at that. And reinforcements moved in, but it's already done. Oh yeah, they're chasing all the way over there. Do we have any siege experts? Yes. Come here. Just need to bring this down quickly. Have some territorial gain. Just a few months. Let's keep them scattered. War score doesn't increase when you occupy some of the areas here. There you are, Wilhelm. We were looking for you. But again, he's the best one we've got. His health is feeling fine, as long as he doesn't get himself hurt. Because he doesn't have the best prowess. Otherwise, we would have to get a planes specialist, which we can afford it. We can afford it. It's only when the timing is right. All forces are combining over there now. Starting to get away now. Well, we're gonna catch some of the bastards. Kuba, my best friend. You'll never be forgotten, old friend. He's no longer my bodyguard. Again with this supply issue. Not to mention he was also my personal champion in addition to being my bodyguard. prison. Cousin, need you. Because you're a strong man. Only your son is strong too. Because we need talented people. Especially during such a crisis. Gotta catch you. Took him out. Glory is widely known, so that makes me illustrious, which that means you are allowed to start duchy-sized conquest wars. A little bit running low on supply. They have 1 year in depth. It's man. Court jester, food, fight. My liege, I know something will cheer me up. Watch closely as I sneak up on my prey. My jester, Lamag, whispers to me, what is he up to? Hungry? He screams, hurling a saffron cake in the face of my cousin, Oxen, who I just brought him in. What a priceless expression. Owen Oxen seems to have taken somewhat fine. Oh joy, what fun. I mean, I am a bit stressed. Lost my best friend. I'll just say, such a classic jest. You can find some amusement. Another cousin of mine. We're a big family, aren't we? 45 living members after... well... throw a child of a concubine. Every single one of their mamas is a cousin. Stop, Chieftain Pavel. Make your way back. Return to Avars. Get yourself resupplied. Return to the offensive. We can win this thing. Got him while he's scattering. It's likely we'll capture him. Nope. Captured yet another cousin of mine. Is everyone related in this country? He's not landed, but when we return to our borders, I'd like to bring him in. He's my spy master, what do you think? It's likely we'll go for Bihan next. You know what? Build the fortified tribal hold for our capital, just to make sure that similar situations don't come up again. It will improve to well supplied very soon, but do not move. Not until you are fully supplied in 2 months. We will return to be on the offensive in 2 months. It's at least what they're doing right now buys us time. Cavalry force in full. And we will engage them again soon. No doubt they'll go after Bereg. Your cousins. Just to show mercy to my cousins. So that way fellow family members think it's like, see, I'm not a ruthless person. These are my family members. if you weren't landed, I would make you a poet of mine. Yeah. And what the hell are you doing? We don't put kids in this sort of thing. We don't do that. It's not like we're barbarians or something. May consider, but I can't guarantee everything. Prepare to move out. Once we have 100. Yes, sir. This way. It's likely we'll find some of them in that forest there. Fortunately, it's not your place. We caught those forces from the Ostroga Duchy. Would you look at that? They're up in the mountains. Now they're holding up in these mountains up there, as if they're going to make their last stand. Now, who are those three? It's prisoners of war. Ugly bastard. A strong man, but it's not inheritable. I'd like to have you in my ranks. There's a chieftain here. Again, it ain't his fault. And of course, as we know, adultery is a serious crime, and you deserve to stay there. This Vlachmare, who has been wounded, I'm sure he pays well. That one for once I will ransom him, because there's some money in that. Where you will fall. %war score. Dubrovnik did its job. Head to Zablux. Again, I wasn't there for these great battles because I'm not a military man. I mean, if I were to go out and fight, I mean, I would do fine in personal combat, but leading troops onto the field of battle? No way. And our friend. They're gonna get caught unless they win a battle. But that seems unlikely, so the war will no doubt continue, but only in the short term, because we're gonna occupy one of the enemy's territories. Good effort, but it wasn't good enough. I was shocked when I called down Sarta, trying to steal the travel chest from visiting Duke Kundachik. Duke Kundachik, who is still one of the loyalists. No, Kundachik is one of the aggressors. Yeah, we're at war. So she played a game with another child when I could tell she was lying. Deceitful is rather sinful, so I do not want to see you in that. You should be humble like me. We're all guided by rules greater than ourselves, child. 10th paragon is what you are. And did I just see what I just see? She's gotten stressed so much that now she has a habit of hurting herself. Not good. Capture its high shaman, who is possessed. Yo, keep. So after 3 years of this terrible civil war, we've won the war, and that means all of you that rebelled against me will be imprisoned. But this may not be the end, because there could be... No, there won't be. There will not be another civil war, no other aggressions. So we've taken care of that. Taken care of that one problem there. Yeah, they came from there, and now, no doubt that they got their fill of loot, and they're getting out of there now. Yeah, he fought his way out. No, he's getting away now, so just disband and return home. He'll get his loot. Well, that complicates our plans now. But one thing is for certain. Why would I want to do that? It's like, well then, like, it's a way of saying, like, well then what if she were to become the first female Khatun to run the Khaganate? What, do you want more periods of civil war? We can't be doing that forever. Otherwise you could end up more serious, devastating civil wars, like what's going on in Bulgaria right now. Or any other place for that matter. But anyways, so that'll be the end of this episode. It seems we've progressed very little. It was a stop and start thing. And we'll fill out some appropriate punishments to those who rebelled in the next episode. Likely, I'm not saying titles will be revoked, but certainly some of the things will be dealt with. Whether if I'm a man of good conduct or not. And of course, don't forget to get married, because I would like to have a son. Having a female ruler would be a bad idea, but it is... Gee, I don't know, because, you know, she gets to inherit everything if I just decide to not have a child and just decide to end my life right here for some inane reason. But still, what you should be concerned more about is the progress of the innovations. That's the reason why I have to be around. And I must get married to somebody that can fill out these skills that I lack. But we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.